Hello and welcome to Catfish Trash Talk. This is episode 59. I'm your host, comedian Tracey Carnazzo, joined by my co-host, Noelle W. Herzog. She's a comedian. She's a snake.
You had a drawl just now.
I know. I liked it. I tried to mix it up a little bit. I tried to mix it up because it's Catfish. We're talking about Louisiana.
Oh, okay. Cute.
I was doing that. I'd like to give a special shout out to my cousin Stacy.
Oh, hi, Stacy.
She's been listening.
That makes me happy.
Yeah. I don't know if she watched this episode yet, but she did watch last week's episode. And I did tell her that Nick from last week's episode shared with us.
Yes, he did. Very nice guy.
Yeah. So we might share his clips. He explained the stabbing.
Okay. Which I wish Catfish would have explained a little more.
But this is my problem.
Mm-hmm. I know.
It's like, I don't know the whole story.
You can't just you can't William a stabbing.
You can't.
You can't.
Please. All right. Mm-hmm. So this is also a big episode 200.
But it's like, this is what they picked for the 200th episode.
Well, this is what happened. Ivy and Dante, season 8, episode 63. This is the 200th episode. Why are there 63 episodes in one season?
I don't know. This is very weird to me.
Well, surprise, Max is here.
Hi, Max.
All right. No one cares. Patreon.com/Trash Talk Podcast. That's where you will get all of our bonus podcasts, including Unexpected Trash Talk. What's wrong?
Oh, I was going to say something to you, but it wasn't time to talk about Catfish yet because you were talking about Patreon.
Oh, so you just had. Okay. I was just worried.
I had a moment and I just thought, I don't know what happened. Actually, I shorted out for a second.
Okay. No, that's fine. Before my brain ran out of gas. So.
How did you refill it so fast? That was pretty fast. That wasn't that long ago.
I had a conference call and it refilled my brain.
Interesting. I thought it would have drained it more.
No, I don't know why. It just did. It pepped me up. I got all pumped.
She has some pep in her step, guys.
A little step in my pep.
Oh, a little step in her pep. I stepped on your pep last night.
Oh my God. My pep is still sore. Season 8, episode 63. Dante and Ivy. Ivy is mad. She's sad and she's hurt.
Right. Mm-hmm. She's all the things.
She's from Dallas and she's an esthetician. And Dante and her met on a dating app and they talk on the phone all the time. And he's 4 hours away in Louisiana, but he's full of excuses on why they can't meet.
Does this sound familiar?
No.
I can't believe he's full of excuses.
Well, Ivy is the one and only.
Right.
And Max is like, I don't want to go. Leave me alone. I'm going to go back into the abyss.
Like, I thought Max was going to, this is what I was going to say before. I thought Max was going to join the whole episode.
Mm-mm. No, he's like, no, I don't want
to
do
he
that.
joined. But the thing is, like, I don't know. It kind of put me off. He wasn't like fun.
No, not at all.
It
He
was
like,
really
ugh.
weird.
He's like, this stupid show. No thanks.
And it's like, oh, I'm sorry. You haven't done anything since this show. Sorry, friend.
Yeah, he's like, sorry, I'm a producer, so I got to go.
Right. Cool.
So they go to Dallas and they meet Ivy, who's how old is she? She's 30 sexy.
Ivy is 30 sexy. So I guess 36.
Okay. Well, also they ask her, they're like, you're an esthetician. What else are you? And she says culinary.
Okay. And she's like, I like to cater to people. And it's like, what are we talking about here?
There's no way to know.
Right.
Literally no way to know.
Ivy is so likable though.
Oh, Ivy's so nice.
So nice.
That is, I feel like you never like anyone.
I don't.
Yeah.
I just feel like nice. Ivy had really nice energy.
Yes. And she's a big giver. But I just love how they said culinary.
Right. Culinary, cater to people, not a caterer.
Right.
She likes to cater to people.
But also culinary. That's like saying electrical.
Right.
Are you an electrician?
Very broad.
Very broad.
No, right. No, I get what you're saying. Yes.
Well, they started talking around 2016 and he was a very good listener. Do you notice that that's the number one quality that these people find in their catfish? They're like, they listen to me.
Okay. If you're shopping for a boyfriend or girlfriend online that lives far away from you, you're shopping for someone to just listen to your shit.
Of course. That's like me.
Yeah. No. Well, that's your favorite.
That's literally my favorite.
Yeah.
So in 2018, she got in a car accident and the car flipped. Are you ready? 30 times, 30 sexy times.
Okay. That is a very strong car.
What a spiral.
How fast were you going?
It flipped 30 times. I want to see the
alive.
video. It's on TikTok. It's got to be on TikTok. If
yeah,
your car
show
flipped
me.
30 times,
show
30,
me the video.
30.
Not 3, 30.
Listen, she's very nice. She's not great at counting.
No, I know. Me neither, though. Same.
Okay, good. So he said that he would come and visit her in the hospital, but he was sick.
Interesting. And I'm like, sick with what?
So he won't. I know you're like, oh my God, I hope he doesn't have a stomach virus in 2016. Right. Okay,
yeah,
great.
Don't come over.
I hope 2018 has healed you.
Mm-hmm.
So he won't Zoom with her.
Right.
He has an Instagram that he didn't tell her about.
Right.
But he wrote her a poem.
He's gifted.
We use this term very loosely, writing a poem.
Especially later on.
Oh, especially. Mm-hmm. So Neve has on a rainbow beaded necklace that it looks like his child made.
I guess his kid made it for him, right? Okay.
See, I would do this. This is what I do. And I will tell you this. If my cousin Stacy is listening, which she better be. So her father was my favorite person in the world, right?
I know. I remember.
Uncle Ron. And a few times he used to he was just like a good uncle. And he used to let me paint his nails. And one time, I don't even know if I told you this story. One time he was at my house. It was a Sunday night. And he let me paint his nails. And I painted them blue sparkles.
I'm shocked.
And he went to work. He had a board meeting. And he forgot to take them off. Mm-hmm. And he had blue sparkly nails in his board meeting.
I love that.
And that's how I feel. Like, I feel like his kids are trying to humiliate him.
I love that. Also, Uncle Ron was the nicest guy.
The nicest.
He really was. I just want to say, I remember him when I was a teenager. He was so nice and warm. He was such a
super
nice guy.
Mm-hmm. Also, my mother once was like, oh, Uncle Ron has on loafers. Go put pennies in his loafers.
Yeah.
And I did. And he went to work like that. He didn't realize I did it.
Someone should have inspected him before work.
Yeah, I think so.
That's very funny.
There was a lot slipped through the cracks. That's all I'm going to say.
So fun. I love it. He had penny loafers on.
It just reminded when I saw Neve, because I'm like, I wonder if he knows he's wearing this necklace.
Probably not. Right. Like the Bo probably put it on him and he just left the house.
Or cute. So Dante, his name is Dante Fair. He's 30. He works as a prison guard. Right. And they find his Instagram and there's lots of pictures from 2015 to now.
But like a lot of pictures, but
tons of pictures, but also
interaction.
Like, they're modeling pictures. These are professional photos.
Right. That's what I was thinking too. But nobody's like, oh, hey, had fun at the bar last night.
Right. No one's commenting.
They were all just of one person.
Sure. Mm-hmm. So they do the phone search and they find Joe something.
Right.
So they search this guy, Joe, and they find out it's this white guy. He's married with kids. He's a corrections officer. He's from the same town in Louisiana. They're like, this must be him.
I mean, it makes sense. What are the odds?
Absolutely. So they go back to Ivy's to let her know what's going on.
Right.
Why didn't they take any of his Instagram pictures and search them?
Okay. I don't know. And it's almost like they purposely don't do the things that would solve the case right there.
Yeah. Because sometimes they do
also,
that though.
Who would be the model? Like, why didn't we figure out who the model was and then they could connect Ivy with the model? Because that's what they used to do.
But that's what I'm saying. But also,
yeah, you're right.
It's very confusing. You know what else is really confusing?
What?
Picking out a sex toy.
Mm-hmm.
Where
really
do you start?
I don't know.
What company do you use? Let's be honest, sex is better when everyone's enjoying themselves. That's why Dame Products designed Eva, the first hands-free vibrator for couples. Boost pleasure and connection for all with a little toy that won't get in the way. Use exclusive code CATFISH today for 15% off site-wide. Dame Products designs its hands-free toy Eva specifically for couples. It nestles close to the body and stays put with just a finger so you and your partner can focus on intimacy. Designed to enhance, not distract from pleasure. Eva is your sex life's new best friend. So what are you waiting for? Try adding a toy into the mix and discover new layers of pleasure you can share, plus sex you'll look forward to. Use the exclusive code CATFISH for 15% off. You could also check out Palm, the flexible, versatile vibrator from Dame Products. With its friendly shape, touchable texture, and super bendy design that offer broad and targeted stimulation, Palm is great for beginners. It's also waterproof and features 5 intensities and 5 vibration patterns. You can explore what works for you. The best part, Dame offers hassle-free returns within 60 days. So your satisfaction is literally guaranteed. Power up your pleasure with prom or any of the toys from Dame products. Go to Dame, D-A-M-E products.com. Enter code CATFISH for 15% off site-wide. And as always, you know where that's going to be, Noelle.
It's going to be in the show notes.
Go for it. Did you notice when they were looking at Joe's profile on Facebook?
Yeah.
It said one mutual friend.
Oh, no, I didn't notice that.
It sure did.
That's interesting.
This married white guy with kids.
Huh. That's very interesting.
Hello.
Yeah.
That was definitely a production slip.
Yeah. Good call, Tracey.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So they text Dante basically with an ultimatum. And they're like, listen, are you coming? Are you not? Yes or no? No text back.
Right. So
now it's hours
they
later.
leave. Right.
It's hours later. And they call Ivy. They're like, hey, Ivy, have you heard from him? And she's like, yeah, why?
Okay.
And like, oh, because we're filming a
what
TV
the hell
show.
Is this? Right.
We're filming a television show. And it was literally depending on the answer of the text message.
Right. And Ivy's like, oh, yeah, well, he's going to come to Dallas tomorrow.
Yeah. And they're like, he's going to come to Dallas tomorrow. We didn't even set up his flight. The show pays for that. Hello, Ivy.
That was so weird. Ivy's like, I don't know. Why wouldn't Ivy have called Neve? I don't get it.
I don't know. So Cammie's like, Neve's like, oh my God, he's coming. And Cammie's like, no, he's not.
Right. Cammie knows.
So no one shows up. No one's heard from him. She's been crying. So he texts and says that he can't get there.
Also, Ivy's shaking like a leaf, and he was like, are you okay?
Okay, but she's shaking a lot, like in different parts.
Yes. Like it was an interesting shake. It was jittery, as Neve would say.
It was a very unique shake.
Right. Because Neve was like, are you okay? You're a little jittery. Like a a lot of espresso.
Yeah, sure. A lot of espresso.
Espresso.
Yeah, no, specifically.
That's what they call
espresso.
It. They call it the espresso jitter.
Yeah. I know a lot of people that had a lot of espresso problems.
I used to drink a lot of espresso myself.
I never did.
Espresso's not for you, Tracey.
Definitely not for me. Definitely not. I hate having to go into the bathroom and drink an espresso.
I know. Well, that's the only place you could really do it.
So he doesn't show
sorry
up.
About that. So yeah, he was in West Monroe. That's why.
Yeah, he's like, sorry. So they're like, can we come there? And he's like, I'll try to show up if you come.
And he was like, I don't really want to drive all this way if he's not going to come, but like,
guess what they do anyway.
Let's go. Right.
They do anyway. 12 hours later, meaning that they went to sleep and they woke up.
Right.
Nothing.
It's like, what's happening here?
They're like, we should ask Ivy. And then they're like, knock, knock. It's Ivy. Right. Hello. Hi, it's Ivy.
Hello. Ivy's so nice though.
So he texts them just coincidentally. And he's like, hey, come meet me at Catfish Park. I'll be at Bandshell 1.
Okay. Okay. Here's my problem.
Yeah.
Why are they making everything like so fake like this? Like, oh, Ivy just happened to walk into the room and he texted at the same time.
Well, listen, they get to the park and they're walking through the woods and he's sitting with his back towards them like he doesn't see 800 cameras.
Yes.
They were doing a little sneaky po.
This was an interesting Catfish episode. From now on, it's interesting.
Right. So now he's sitting with his back to them and she's like, Dante? I
love that she took charge. She was like, I'm just going to walk ahead of everyone.
Okay. But also he gets stuck in the picnic table.
Yes.
Okay.
That was interesting.
I'm watching. We're approaching. And he's just looking down. He won't speak.
Okay, but like he won't make eye contact.
He won't speak. He's looking down. He also he's like, everything was real. He's doing a lot of grunting.
A lot of like biting lip, but non-sexual, just like twitchy. Yeah.
So she's crying. And then Neve is like, okay, is your name Dante? And he goes, that's the name I go by.
So no,
it is not your name.
Neve is very nice. He sat there and like really tried.
He tried. He said that he got rejected too much. So that's why he used a fake picture.
I mean, I felt bad for him because I get what he was trying to say. You know?
Sure, but he had his hood all the way over his face. And he also speaks like he's 85 years old, his voice in general.
Really?
Oh my God, Noelle.
I don't know. I just felt like I was very distracted by him not being able to make eye contact. That freaked me out.
And Neve is like, well, that is what sorry looks like.
Is that what sorry? Is that what you would compare it to? Sorry?
Yeah, I
would
don't know.
Compare it to scary.
Yeah, frightening.
Murdery.
Very murdery. I'm like,
yeah.
As soon as I saw the way he was behaving, I'm like, I'm so glad she went with them.
Me too.
I'm so glad there's 40 cameras that will capture her murder and he will be convicted.
Right. Me too. Yes. I hope this doesn't cancel Catfish. Yes.
Right. Do you guys remember the last time Catfish was ever on air when that guy murdered the girl in Catfish Park at Shelter 1?
Yeah, that's right. Shelter 1. That's what he said.
She's espressoing all over the place.
There's so much espresso. I mean, I see it all over her.
She's espressoing herself.
I love espresso.
She's espressoing herself. She's
never espressoing herself. So, you know, sometimes I have to bring my dogs to the vet for that.
Oh, to espresso? Yeah, that's a bad job.
I know they have to go because they drag themselves on the carpet. I know it's time to take them.
Oh God, all the dog owners here are gonna be like, what?
Yep.
Neve is like, you know what we should do? It doesn't look like Ivy has had enough espresso. Let's go to a cafe.
Let's go to a cafe.
Let's get a coffee because you know, we're a little not jittery enough.
The good news is that he wrote a poem that he thinks he should bring with him.
Neve is talking to him as if Bo is on this episode.
Neve is talking to him the way you talk to me in the grocery store.
Yes. Neve is like, oh, and you made her a macaroni necklace?
Right.
Noelle, do you want to get in the cart? You're being very bad. Get in the cart.
No matter what store Tracey and I are in. I'm talking Home Depot to Walmart to Whole Foods. Get in the cart. Noelle, you want to get in the cart? Get in the cart.
Do you want to get in the cart?
If there's a hot guy next to me, Noelle, get in the cart. Get back in the cart.
This is just who I am.
And this is since I'm like 18 years old.
No, that's my thing. That's my bad dad joke in any store with a cart.
It has never not made me laugh.
It makes me laugh too.
Every time.
Well, I'm glad that he wrote her a poem. He made her a macaroni necklace.
He did make her a macaroni necklace.
And he's also doing a interpretive dance. And Neve is like, you know what? Bring them all to the cafe.
Tracey, they sit in this cafe. He walks in.
He walks in very slowly and carefully.
Yes. Okay. That's a good way to say it. Yes.
Okay. Neve is like, so Dante is not your name. We're going to call you Joe instead. And he's like, well, that is accurate.
That because my name's Joe.
Right. So in 2019, he had a stroke and they were like, were you in the hospital for a long time? And he said, quote, only just for a month.
Only. He's like, I was at a restaurant and I fell and then I drove to my friend's house?
To be honest with you.
Yeah.
You know how I get bored when people tell stories?
Yeah.
I got bored.
Okay. Well, he was in a restaurant. He was waiting for his food.
I know, but it was just like, it was so many things that I didn't care about. It's like, you had a stroke.
But it's also like, you told us a little more.
He's like, and then I went to my friend's house and then I was so glad he was there.
Yeah. Because he saved my life, basically.
Yeah, but it was just like, oh,
God. Okay.
And then his dog's name.
That explains a little bit.
His dog's name is Spot. And then his mom, she used to work at the travel agency.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Also, my favorite shoes, they're blue. He was just telling me a lot of stuff like I just didn't care about.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
It didn't seem to be going anywhere, the story. That's what I mean.
Also, like I would have liked to have learned a little more about him that wasn't about the stroke.
Right. Is there anything
Where do you live?
else?
Who do you live with?
How do you correct?
Right.
While you're stroking, like you're a stroke corrector.
Right.
Did you get laid off? Is that a true story that you were a stroke corrector?
Also, why did you happen to pick another corrections guy who lives in the same town as you with that name? But that's what I'm saying. So are you even a corrections officer?
He said everything was true though.
I know, but it's like, so you work with a guy that has the same name as you.
Yes. We all work here.
That's very interesting.
First, last
Tell
name
me
and
more
middle
about
name.
that.
His kids are my kids.
Tell me more about that.
His wife is my wife.
His kids are my kids.
So she's like, oh my God, I wish you would have told me everything. You know, I
Right.
still want to be friends. And he's like, oh yeah, you still want to be friends? He's like, what about my poem?
And then Neve and Cammy are like, okay, we'll walk away. We'll
Yeah,
get
because
some
we don't, I would also
privacy.
have walked away.
I would have stayed.
I would have been like, I don't want to hear this.
Okay. Did you think it was a very nice poem?
I thought it was an apology.
It was an apology in the form of a haiku, if you will.
No, I think it was just an apology.
Yeah, it was. But that's the thing. So I wrote poem ? It wasn't a poem. It was a written apology.
Yes. And he also called her, quote, my only possession.
Mm-hmm. It was his only possession, and he can't lose it.
Yeah. He's like, when I skin you alive, I love how you look. I love how you bleed. Mm-hmm. I love how you love me.
I love wearing your ribs as a hat.
They fit so nicely over my head and they keep me warm with your heart on top as a tassel.
Yum. It's like, what the hell is going on? I don't know. I felt like it was so awkward to me. And I will tell you, Ivy has a lot more class than I do.
Oh,
I would have been like, get me the fuck out of here.
I would have been like, this man has his hood over his nose. I'm leaving. We're in a park and he won't turn around. I can't take it.
But that's what I mean. I don't know what's hiding under his hood.
And then Neve has the balls to be like, so Ivy, is he still your boyfriend?
I think that was like just being a little silly.
I would have kicked him as hard as I could under the table until he bled.
The thing is too, when Ivy first sat down, Neve and Cammy were like, of course we want you to be with him, but we understand it. It's like, why? Why do you want him to be with him? Why do you want them to be
because he's
together?
agreeing to be with you.
Okay, but like,
why do they do that?
Come on. Why did they? It's weird that they do this, but then in other ones, they're like, you can't be with this person. The other person lied about like nothing.
Right.
You know?
Well,
I don't know. It's like, I think Ivy can do a lot better.
Yeah. She's like, well, let's start off as friends. But she seemed pretty interested.
Okay. That was what weirded me out.
All right. Well,
I guess they had a really good connection. I don't know.
2 months later.
Yeah.
She's like, so it turns out he still was lying and I cut him off 2 weeks ago.
Right.
So she took his lies for 6 more weeks. I'm assuming he's not a corrections officer. I'm assuming that a lot of things that he told her was not real. Also, whose pictures was he using?
Okay, but that's the thing. You're right. They did not even look into whose pictures it was.
Who's Joe?
Could you elaborate a little more on what what he was lying about?
I mean, probably just everything.
Yeah, or maybe he just continued with more lies.
Right. And he's like, actually, can you call me Dante again?
Right. Yeah, I don't know. It was so weird.
He's probably like, you want to see a new picture of me? And then he sent her another picture of that guy. Right. And she's like, I've met you in real life. And he's like, what?
Yeah, sorry. I can't hear you.
I had a mask on my face. I had a Joe mask on.
I had a Joe mask, but my Dante mask is back on now.
Yeah, my Dante mask is it's not my mask, it's my face.
Yeah. Right.
So now she said that she's really happy, right? She feels like a weight's lifted off of her.
Right.
And then they FaceTime or they Zoom with Joe Dante.
I didn't think they would.
And Neve's like, you're a good guy. Why? Why is he a good guy?
Okay. Why did
he had a stroke?
Like him so much? Neve had like so much empathy towards him. It was very weird.
Yeah.
This was a strange episode in the way that they did things, the way they went about things. And like, even like Ivy saying like, oh, he's coming tomorrow. It was just a weird episode.
Right. Like how she didn't communicate with them. They had to ask her.
Yeah.
Didn't they think it was weird that they didn't have to book the travel?
Right. I don't know.
Everything
this was so
was
weird
off.
to me.
Everything was off. Catfish. I spoke to someone who used to work on Catfish recently. Okay. And I got to tell you, I'm not going to say his name because I don't remember who I talked to.
That's very funny.
If we're being totally honest.
Okay.
They said this person that I literally could not tell you his name if you put a gun to my head.
Okay.
I don't even remember where I was or why I know this.
That's so random. Okay.
They said sometimes the Catfish contacts the show and sometimes the Catfishy contacts. They said it's like,
that's what I thought.
Different.
Yeah.
Yeah. I kind of always thought it was the Catfish that contacted so that they had a sure thing.
Okay. That makes sense.
But I think before they film, they kind of have a sure thing.
I think you can tell which episodes. Like, I think that this episode, Ivy contacted them.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, I think you can tell, but I think you're right. I think the last episode, I don't think Nick contacted them.
No, that was the cleaning. That was the cleaning crew.
Yeah.
But I guess we could ask him the cleaning crew contact.
And guys, you should post in the group and tell us what you think.
Post in the group. Tell us what you think. If you're on the Reddit thread, which you definitely are.
Yeah.
Post this episode there so that everyone knows to listen to this episode.
Yes.
Or all of the episodes. If you're ever on a Reddit thread talking about Catfish, post this episode. Also, we have other podcasts. Do you want to hear about them?
Yeah, I do.
90 Day Fiance Trash Talk, Teen Mom Trash Talk. They're available everywhere that podcasts are available. And then we have another podcast, Unexpected Trash Talk. That's available at patreon.com/trash talk podcast, along with tons of bonus content and our favorite podcast, BS.
I can't wait to BS with you.
We're going to do it ASAP. We're going to BS ASAP.
Ooh.
TTLY. Catfish Trash Talk on Instagram. Go follow it. Noelle posts the best gossip.
Thanks so
90
much.
Day Fiance. Do that stuff. Teen Mom Trash Talk. You can follow Noelle at Noe Girl on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. You could follow me at Trixie Tuzini on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. You can go to TraceyCarnazzo.com for all of our merch, all of my upcoming stand-up comedy dates, and everything else podcast related. And our newest venture is our YouTube channel, and we should have content up very shortly. So make sure you go subscribe so that you're alerted the moment you have a Trash Talk episode up.
I think you could say we're venture capitalists.
I don't think you know what that means.
I don't, but you said venture, so that's what I thought.
Wow. Okay. That is great. Byte, BYTE.com. Use code Tracy19, TRACEY 19 for a $19 impression kit. I've been straightening my teeth with Byte at night, and they don't glue anything to your teeth. It's just trays, and I'm really excited about it.
You were told yesterday how good your teeth look by a dentist. I was there.
Your in-laws were pretty impressed with my Byte
Yeah,
smile.
they were saying how great your teeth look.
Thank you so much. And I'm halfway through my treatment, so go over there. TraceyCarnazzo.com. It's all there. Everything that you could want to know. Okay, I gotta go get my laundry. Bye.
Bye.